Hello, Vivian Morgan here. Welcome to Confessions of a People Pleaser. I'm a licensed counselor and I'm also an empowerment coach. And I work with people to get the life they want. I, in particular, am a recovering people pleaser myself, recovering codependent. And sometimes I'll talk about recovering from narcissistic or toxic relationship abuse. But today I actually want to finish talking about traits of people pleasing. And I gave you a hearty list on the last video and realized there are more. I also want it to be a gentle kind of rollout because sometimes as we're, going through these, we can get very self-critical. And I just want to remind you that people pleasing is a stress response. It's part of what we call the fawn response. And there'll be another video that gets more into what that means, but it means that it's automatic, that you've been conditioned to behave in a way that helps you feel safe and feel like you belong. And this is how you adapted as a child, and it's become kind of part of your personality. Okay. One of the other things that I want to add, it's like four more things. And one is this idea of taking blame. Sometimes when we are trying to please other people and we're getting into, a discussion about something, we will take the blame for stuff that we didn't do in order to avoid conflict or in order to make the other person not feel so bad about what they did. So, you can see how that might become problematic in a relationship where you are taking all the blame for the problems, all the responsibility, and the other person isn't. It's not, an equal, um, relationship where both people are important and valued. It's not good to be the person always taking the blame. In some situations, you're human, you make mistakes, you're at fault, that's fine. But this reciprocal accountability is really important. About the avoiding conflict. So sometimes people pleasers will go to great lengths to avoid conflict. They will often just kind of suck it up or push it down, push their feelings away. And that's part of self-abdicating too, like that other person's feelings are more important than mine. I don't want to hurt their feelings. I don't want to bring it up. I don't want to cause a conflict. I don't want to cause a ruckus. So I'm going to take my feelings and push them down. That's self-abdicating. If something bothers you after a couple of days, and you kind of think it through, and if you can bring it up, it's good to bring up problems with friends and family members. Even if it's like, hey, can we just revisit this conversation? Or can we talk about this again? I just want to let you know I'm not comfortable with X, Y, and Z, or I'd appreciate it if you would A, B, C. As a friend, I'm really looking forward to whatever it is, and letting them know that there's something important in there, for them too. It's not just about you taking the blame so that there's no conflict. It's about let's figure out what's in this relationship that's important for me. And I also can take responsibility. And when you do that, believe it or not, sometimes really the other person will take accountability. Say, yeah, I didn't mean to say it that way, or I didn't mean to do this, or I didn't mean to say that, or yeah, that's a good idea. Let's reset, that kind of thing. So you give this opening for the other person to take accountability when you don't take all the blame and when you don't avoid the conflict. You can sometimes come out really, especially in intimate relationships, you can come out so much closer when you've worked through those things. Another thing along those lines that we can do is we will pretend to agree with people. So people will share an opinion and we might really not agree with it. And we'll say, "Oh yeah, yeah. Yeah, I see what you mean." And we'll just agree and not speak up. So if you find that you're, very, very agreeable, and this kind of goes with they're very tolerant, kind of think about it and notice when you do it. And the next time you're in that situation, you don't have to agree with everyone. You can say, hey, I have a different opinion, but let's agree to disagree. Or, I have a different opinion. My thought is this, and feel free to say it. Or maybe just not say anything, but don't agree. So that's all about reclaiming you, right? You're a part of this relationship. You're important. Your thoughts and feelings are valid too. You don't have to agree with them just to make sure they like you. Have an opinion, have a thought that's yours, and don't give it up. This is part of self-advocacy, which is the opposite of self-abdication, right? Self-abandonment. It's self-advocacy. And speaking up for yourself is part of that. So, last thing I want to say is that, and I was so like this, I abandoned self-care. I thought I was doing fine. I just pushed and pushed and pushed until I was exhausted and got up and did it again. And I remember I'd be hosting parties and I would not get ready till the last 15 minutes. And everything was about, oh, are the guests going to be comfortable? And now I will kind of plan ahead. And the day of, I try not to be so stressed about it and make sure I'm taking good care of myself because I know I'm going to be hosting for the rest of the evening. I also try to host fewer and fewer people. They're less to take care of. So it's that kind of thing, like not neglecting you in the equation. And this can be an everyday thing. What am I doing today to take care of myself? It does not have to be a big deal. It could be a bubble bath, but it doesn't have to be. It could be getting, my laundry done and folding it. It could be watching a new show. It could be taking a walk. It could be doing some yoga. Whatever is going to make you feel good. And that's for me the bottom line is what will make me feel good today? What feels good to me today? And when you start thinking like that, you start making a list of things that feel good. And you just start picking from them. Oh, I need to go out for a walk. And you'll just automatically know that's what you need. Or you'll check and say, oh, wow, I really need to have, a cup of tea or a cup of coffee, or I need to call a friend, or I'm going to text a friend and see what they're up to. That would make me feel good. At first, people don't even know what makes them feel good, but you start tuning in. What would make me feel good right now? And you just start building from there. So, really drop me a line, follow and like this if it resonated with you, and let me know. What of these personality traits that you really connect with that seems to make sense for you, and maybe even how you've addressed it with yourself. All right, see you next time. Take care.